Yes, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the podcast. The podcast that currently has no name. We have no name for the podcast, but we do have an agenda and we do have you and me, and that's all we need. Isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Hello, I am Connor Rhodes. Probably you already knew that. Hello and lovely to see you again. The podcast, this is a new segment that I'm deciding to put out. This is a new little bit of content that I'm putting out for Le Public. And I've been thinking maybe it could be called the MIQA, but that doesn't sound cool, does it? Because technically that's what it is. It's going to be a Macros Inc. question and answer. I am here. I am Coach Connor. I am a nutritionist and health professional, and I am here to help you and answer your questions. I am a Macros Inc. coach and part of the Macros Inc. public Facebook group, which you might be watching this in the Macros Inc. public Facebook group. If you are, good. Hello. Lovely to see you again. If you're watching or listening, because this podcast will be going out on audio only, if you're watching or listening elsewhere and you aren't a part of the Macros Inc. public Facebook group, then what are you doing? Sorry. In fact, I'll show you. Let's take a little look, shall we? Because I've got some things to show you on the screen. Like this. It's Macros Inc. It's just called Macros Inc. full stop. Hello and where are you? Hello to all the members of the Macros Inc. public group. 405.9 thousand of us. Hello, beautiful people. And today I'm going to be going through, this is episode 1 of a series of The Unknown Podcast. Welcome to... There's no name for the podcast. I'm going to be going through questions in the Macros Inc. public Facebook group, and I'm just here to help you. I am Connor Rhodes. I am a nutritionist, a world-class nutritionist, some might say. I also might say it. And if you know me, and I know that you do, I'm not a grandiose kind of guy. I don't often big myself up about too many things. I wouldn't say I'm not confident, but I also wouldn't say I'm going around town thinking I'm the Billy Biggie Bees, do I? No. But when it comes to nutrition, I am your man. So hello, and I am here to help you. Somebody asked me, actually, somebody else, a different coach of Macros Inc., asked me what my specialities are, actually, the other day, and I put down high-level obesity and long-term weight management. So people with big weight loss goals, that's my jam. That is my jam, literally. I love it. Long-term weight management, not only losing weight now, all right, losing weight forever, if and you so please. Hormonal differences, such as type 2 diabetes, thyroid issues, polycystic ovary syndrome, menopause, perimenopause, all kinds of hormone changes. I love it. This is a personal area of interest and expertise of my own, might I say. And I also put down client obstacles and solutions, and also client motivation, dealing with the people, because that's my game. I'm not here to say that I'm the smartest tack in the box. There's many a bigger nerd than I, but there's nobody who cares about their clients more than me. That is the truth. There's nobody who cares about my clients more than me. I am well known for trying my best with my clients. And they appreciate it, and I appreciate them, because I help them achieve their goals, and then they literally help me achieve my goal, of which it is to help people. That's literally my goal in life, to try and help as many people as possible. It's a long story as to why that is. Perhaps we'll get into it someday, but I've talked about it before on different podcasts. But this is not about me, is it? It's about you, the ladies and gentlemen of the Macros Inc. public group. And if you're not in the Macros Inc. public group, let's go. It's on Facebook. Let's go. Although at Macros Inc., I would say we, but it's not me, because I'm not doing all the social media content. There's better social mediators. That's not, well, You know, I'm content creators than I. But we slash us. There's also TikTok. There's also the public Facebook page, not only the public Facebook group, there's also the client Facebook group with me and the other coaches and all of our clients all in one. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to all the members. There's also TikTok. Did I say that? I'm not on TikTok. I mean, perhaps I should be. Perhaps it is the future. But I'm not a social media guy. I am a nutritionist, boots on the ground, helping the people. And that's what we're here to do today. So let's have a little look, shall we? I've got out just 6 questions. Just 6 questions from recent in the Macros Inc. public Facebook group. And if you're in the group, you'll know that sometimes there's 6 questions per minute. And that's not even an exaggeration. And we do get through as many, if not all of them, as we can. I obviously can't get through all of them, or even many of them compared to the total volume that there actually is. I'm just switching over on the screen now. Compared to the total amount of volume of posts and questions that get asked into the group. But I'm here to do my little bit and help you. Becky Miner, look at this. This is not even... Becky Miner, absolute legend of the Facebook group. Everybody loves her. Her lives are excellent. She went live just yesterday into the Facebook group, and maybe the day before as well. I was checking that out. Brad Dieter, sorry. That's my Yorkshire accent, if you can't tell. I am from England, the centre of England, pretty much. If you got a map of England and you stuck a pin in it, that's me, darling. That be I. Brad Dieter, the great, the powerful, the one and only. Q&A time, 298 comments. All right then. I mean, and look, he's replying to them all and having conversations. He's the COO of the entire company. He's my boss. Or one of them at least. 298 comments. Oh my lord. I'm just doing 6. I'm just doing 6. You know. But I'm here to help you nonetheless. I'm here to try and do my bit. So here's question 1 then. Shall we jump straight into it? Shall we? Christy Murphy in the Macros Inc. public Facebook group asks, has anyone here been guilty of overtraining? I have been working out mixture of cardio and lifting, possibly a typo. I've been working out a mixture of cardio and lifting 6 days a week for about 2 years now, which in terms of total exercise non-stop is a lot. Doing 2 years of training without stopping, if that's the case. It's not the longest post ever, so perhaps it's not the most direct stipulations or all the little mini factuals and minutiae, but if you've done 2 years of training non-stop, that's a lot of training. If you've only been exercising for 2 years, that's not a lot of training. You know, so she could either be a beginner or she could either be extremely hardcore, depending on what the situation is here. Because if you've been exercising for 2 years, I mean, okay, yes, you're getting somewhere, good, but you're a 2-year-old. I've been exercising for 15 years. I would still not consider myself as advanced. I am not a world-class athlete. I'm probably mediocre at best. So anyway, this is beside the point, isn't it? She says, recently I've put on weight, been super sore, tired all the time, and workouts have taken a hit. Any advice on how to get back to my ORIME? Okay. I don't think ORIME, O-R-I-M-E, is a word. Let me just check. Is it prime? Well, listen, I'm looking at the keyboard now, and the P is directly next to... Even Google suggests if you type in ORIME, did you mean prime? I think she did. I was just checking that that's just not some kind of terminology that I've not heard of before. Any advice on how to get back to my prime? Christy, thank you for asking a question. You are awesome. I can see we've got 5 comments on here. Let's see who says what. I'm sorry if I get anybody's name wrong here, but CC Martinez, it looks like, says, take a break. Seriously, I know that's probably the last thing you want to hear, but for about a week I was unable to do any sort of workout because of work, and I feel so much better now, and I'm sure my body's thanking me too. I kind of agree with you, you know. Catherine Poole, moderator, says, are you following a structured program? Christy says yes. Melissa Hanks, moderator, look at the mods getting in, answering their questions. Well done. Thank you for this, people. She says, listen to your body, take a little break, maybe do some low intensity work and get back to it. I also agree, people. Has anybody here been guilty of overtraining? Yes, I have been guilty of overtraining. Some people say there's no such thing as overtraining, there's only such thing as under-recovering, which, I mean, yeah, okay, technically. You could look at it that way if you wanted, but you can also train just way too much. You can also cause yourself aggravations and injuries, can't you? That's also a real thing. You can also absolutely exhaust yourself, which is sometimes what I do, especially if I've not slept well for a while, a period of time, or, you know, maybe I've got other stresses going on in life, maybe, you know, maybe things are just difficult in other areas as well. So then, and if you're also then, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, at periods of time I've trained twice a day, nearly every day, maybe like one rest day a week, and after a while you do just get absolutely exhausted, and you just can't do that kind of thing all the time. So has anybody here been guilty of overtraining? Yes, me. I have definitely. She says, I've been working out a mixture of cardio and lifting 6 days a week. That's a lot. For 2 years now, that's a lot. Okay, if you're working out 6 days a week, do you know that most pro athletes only do like 6 days a week? And they don't have full-time jobs to also deal with, and are often quite young people, so they don't necessarily have the biggest families, and all of them don't have families. If you're not a pro athlete, if you've got a job and a family and you're doing 6 days of training, you've got to understand this is a lot. I'm not talking it down. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but that just is a lot. If you can handle it, then good. If it's exhausting you and making you tired, if you're super sore, she's put tired all the time, and workouts have taken a hit. So she's getting, this was happening to me as well, to be fair, not the soreness, but tired all the time and workouts have taken a hit. Mine was also partly due to not sleeping well, but this has happened to me as well. Workouts have taken a hit. Any advice on how to get back to my prime? You just need to rest more. You need to cut it back. You know, even pro athletes take weeks off per year, like multiple weeks off. Like most pro athletes they will train hard, and they'll train hard up to a competition. Then they'll train, maybe, depending on what the sort of, it depends what sport they're in and stuff like this, but people do like a pre-competition or pre-season training plan, ramping up the training, and then they'll keep on it and keep at it hard, and then even after the season or the competition is done, a lot of people will scale it back slightly, or stop training, or really cut down, or, you know, just go on basic maintenance work or minimum maintenance work for a little period of time, just to give the body and mind and lifestyle a bit of a rest, and then start building it up again. And that's, to be honest, it's a good tactic for being able to stay positive and keep moving forward and not accrue injuries and aggravations and not exhaust yourself, etc. So even anyway, all I'm trying to say is even pro athletes take a break. So I had to take a break, Christy. This is the truth from me as well. I had to take a break. I did maybe one training session a week for like 2 weeks, and made sure to spend the rest of the time that I would have been exercising sleeping. That's the truth. And now this is very recent as well, by the way. This is like earlier this month, and I've just gotten back to the gym for this week now, and I've gone, I think, every day, because I'm usually a 5 or 6 day kind of gal as well. And I feel so much better, you know, so much better. And I've been making sure to not do absolutely tons. I've been doing good frequency of training, but not tons of volume, building myself back into it. I've not just gone in and just thought, oh, I feel great now, let's ruin it. No, I'm trying to maintain good energy levels and keep building on the good positivity that I'm feeling and creating through my training, which at the minute I'm only doing 2 basics. I'm only doing basic resistance training in a gym, like weightlifting, you know, body weight, machines, free weights, stuff like this, and also cardio, bits of jogging and bits of cardio, etc. Just building back into it. So the people here in the comments are saying take a break. I agree. Either take a break or scale it back. It sounds like you're doing too much. You shouldn't train for 2 years non-stop, really. You should definitely take a week or 2 off. You won't regress, you won't get weaker, you won't lose muscle mass, none of these things will happen. You'll just rest, you can just relax, just chill out. Rest, recover, relax, rejuvenate, reset, refresh, readjust, reattack, keep moving forward. Scale it back for a few weeks or take a week or two break and then ease back in. See how you feel. Listen to your body. I completely agree. Let's look at some more questions then. That's the wrong one. We'll get rid of that one. Here we go. Okay. No comments on here and only 3 or 4 interactions posted by Sam Pressman. This deserves way more. This is, she's quoting Colt Senas. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your surname wrong, sir. One of the greatest and most powerful coaches at Macros Inc. Excellent guy, looked up to by many, including me. Sam says, quote, "Is this a single weigh-in or is it a weekly average?" End quote, is one of the most empowering sentences my coach Colt Senas has said. I hope this helps you too. Yes, Sam, and yes, Colt also. This has got basically no comments and basically no interactions, and it deserves all of them. If somebody posts about cottage cheese in the Facebook group, 1,000 comments, 2,000, 10,000 interactions, chill out on the cheese. Okay? Chill out on the cheese. Okay. Anyway, is this a single weigh-in or is it a weekly average is one of the most empowering sentences my coach Colt Senas has said. This is powerful, I agree. So what Sam's talking about here is when you weigh yourself, perhaps this sounds like a situation where the body weight's gone up. Perhaps Sam has questioned this and said, hey, my body weight's gone up, maybe thinking either what's happening or not feeling the best about it. Have we all experienced that? Yes, we have. Sometimes you're doing well, you're eating well, you're training hard, you weigh yourself in, the weight goes up, and you're like, what the hell? You're like, what, sorry? This is, doesn't seem fair, does it? But to be fair, you should keep this attitude, you should keep that same energy for is this a single weigh-in or is it a weekly average for when your weight's going on the way down as well. You shouldn't get too excited. Even though I'm going to let you get a little bit excited, but you shouldn't get too excited if you're weighing yourself frequently and consistently and it just goes down once. Because there's loads of reasons that us as humans, that your body weight can go up and down. When you step on the scale, you are not checking how much body fat you've got. You're also not checking how hard you are trying. You're not checking whether you are being successful at your habit changes or your health and happiness. You're not checking whether you've improved your health. You're not checking whether you're feeling better or your feelings of well-being. You're not checking whether your body fat has gone up and down or up or down. You're not checking what you've eaten. You're not checking even your results on a weight loss diet can't really be told, aren't really shown by just one single weigh-in point on a graph, because the human body changes weight basically every single hour. Like even if you just go to the toilet, number 1 or number 2, you'll lose weight. If you drink something, look at this. I've got a drink here. This is, if you're watching on the camera, this looks like urine, but it's actually secret juice. It's the same juice that makes Paulo Costa absolutely jacked. Google it if you are unaware. Anyway, if you drink something, then your weight will go up. If you eat something, your weight goes up. Maybe you've got water retention, your weight goes up. Maybe you're dehydrated, your weight goes down. Maybe it's hormones, your weight goes up. Or maybe it's hormones, your weight goes down. Or maybe you've exercised and it's either burned calories or dehydrated and your weight goes down. Or maybe it's inflammation or something and your weight goes up slightly. What else? I mean, and more things. Maybe the temperature changes. You know, it just depends on so many things. So if your weight goes down once, okay, good, that's a good sign, but we can't really tell much from that information. If your weight goes up once, all right, not the best, but we can't really tell much from just that information. What if you're just bloated? What if it's just hormone change? What if it's just? You know, there's just too many things. So if it goes up or down once, to be fair, if my client's weight goes down once because I'm a positive Penelope, I'm like, yes, good. You go, pal. You go, sir or madame. Go forth, do the damn thing. But continue on, fly the flag steady, sail the ship straight, continue on to victory. But if the weight goes up once, I'm like, hey now, let's chill. If the weight goes up and then it goes up again, let's chill. If the weight goes up again, still chill, but also kind of wondering now, kind of now wondering what's going on. Unless you're weighing yourself 3 days in a row. If you weigh yourself every day, then that's not true. Because three days you could easily have menstrual cycle related water retention, couldn't you? If you're a female, for example. But let's say you're weighing yourself every couple of days, like every 2 or 3 days or something, which is a good average amount to weigh yourself, in my opinion. Then if the weight goes up, and either keeps going up or goes up a few times and then stays up, if it goes up and stays up for more than 2 weeks, okay, now I'm thinking, probs now, this is body fat gain through too many calories, because what water retention goes up and lasts on for more than 2 weeks? Unless you've got a medical problem, which might need sorting by the doctors, then I can't really think of anything. Don't know about you. There aren't really many things any things that can cause water retention to go up and then stay up like that. I can think of a few minor possibilities, but really extenuating circumstances, it's not really going to be a thing. And if the weight goes down once or twice, if it goes down twice, I'm thinking good, excellent, now this is good, come on now. But really, if it goes down and it stays down for, let's say, a week or so, that'd be nice. Then I'm pretty definite. If it goes down and stays down for a week, then I'm feeling pretty definite that you have lost body fat. Because you can't be, what could make the weight go down but not be body fat loss? It could be carb loss, yes it could. But I don't think currently any of my clients, I literally don't think I have a single client on a particularly low carb diet right now. That is the case. I'm thinking it through now, that is the case. So it's not really going to be that. Dehydration, can you be dehydrated for a week? I hope not. Drink something, please, come on. Just do it for me, if not for yourself, just drink something, please. You're not going to be dehydrated for a week, are you? So if the weight goes down and it stays down, or it goes down and stays down for over a week, then I'm thinking, yes, this is good. This is good. Actually, look at this. This is a real-life weight loss graph. I'm just going to move myself over here. Hi now. Just so you can see the graph, because I know I was in the way there. This is a real-life weight loss graph from one of my clients. This is roughly over a month. As you can see here, it starts at July 17th and it goes to August 14th, so it's recent. It's from last month/month before. It's roughly a month, okay. You can see the weight starting around 159 and now it's around down 153. So that's a good loss, isn't it? That's a good loss by this lady. This is a female. Okay, now let's look at the actual individual weight drops. First one, down. That is a good sign for me. If you join me and your weight is here, the numbers on the side can be anything. You might be 200 pounds, 250, 150-ish like this lady. You can be anything you want. That makes no difference. We start at a point. If you join and then I say, look, we're going to have to do some kind of calorie reduction. What kind of calorie reduction sounds good to you? We can do this, or this. You say, probably you think none of them sound the best. No one wants to do it, I understand, but do we want the weight off? Yes, we do, so let's go. Because it's only eating a few different foods, isn't it? It's not exactly being down a coal mine, is it? It's eating a few different foods so you can improve your health and happiness. It's actually positive, you're actually going to feel good, so what do you want to do? And then you'll say, all right, I'll do this form of calorie reduction. If it goes successfully, the weight should go down pretty much straight away, because if nothing else, you should lose some food volume and some water. Maybe you do cut down carbs, that depends on how much you're overeating, etc. Your calorie intake drops down, etc. We should see a weight drop pretty fast with most people. So the weight goes down once, I think good. This is a decent sign to me that she has dropped a calorie intake. The weight goes down again, good. Because I'm watching you if you're my client. I'm checking your body weights along with you and I'm watching what I want. Next weigh-in, neutral, good. Why is that good? Because down, staying down. Oh yes, this is what we need. Going down again, lovely. Aren't we just... It's almost going too perfect. Oh, look, it is. The next one's up. Do we care? No. Why? Because is it a single weigh-in or is it a weekly average? It's a single weigh-in. So what does that mean? Don't overjudge. Continue on. Stay powerful. Weight down. Weight down. Well deserved. Weight down. Now look. Now look. See what happens. Weight up. Weight up. Up. Weight up 1. Ain't no thing. Weight up 2. Weight up to where it was slightly up from before. Okay, but we don't judge too early still. We don't judge too early still. You know, when you lose body fat, when you create a calorie deficit, it can actually take a little bit of time for the calorie deficit that loses the body fat. Fat loss is kind of all the time. All the time you're in a calorie deficit, you're losing a little bit of fat, and that's how it works. So it's kind of daily / continually. But weight loss on the scale does not have to show up all the time. It literally, sometimes it delays and it lags. Sometimes just fat loss takes a while to materialize as weight loss on the scale. Anyway, weight goes down, weight goes down, weight goes down. Good. So now we're back to even slightly lower than we were before. Nice. Okay, good. This is not even over a long period of time though. Look, you can see these weigh-ins are 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. These are everyday weigh-ins. Okay. Then weight up, weight down, weight up, weight down, weight neutral, weight up, weight down, weight down, weight up, weight down, weight up, weight down, weight up. It's like a song, isn't it? Do you see? Anyway, this is my point. This is what you need to pay attention to. This lady's weight is not coming down in a straight line, is it? But do you know what she is doing? She is creating a constant calorie deficit. This lady is also excellent and tries very hard and is very consistent with her food intake. She's eating healthy. She's trying her best to do her exercises. She's doing all the things. So she deserves these excellent results. Yes, she does. But the weight's not come down in a straight line, is it? But we don't panic. See the green line? That's the average trend. It's constantly down. Look, the weight's going to go up and down all the time. It just happens for every single person. Some people's body weight varies more than other people. I've got some clients and their body weight doesn't vary much. Literally, even ladies with menstrual cycles, that their body weight doesn't vary much. It kind of just tipples around the same most of the time. And I've got some people whose body weight shoots up and down 10 pounds or more at different times. Up and down all the time. This is pretty normal, I would say, what I'm looking at on this graph. It's up and down a bit. Obviously, nobody's food choices are perfect. There's different levels of water and food intake and protein intakes and other stuff that affect things going on during this graph. But anyway, the point is the weight's up and down, but you see how it's up and down, but it's zigzagging all the way down, isn't it? It's up and down, but it's going down, isn't it? It's zigzagging down, which is the key to success. So weigh yourself in decently often. Every day is fine. I tend to think 2 or 3 days per... No, sorry. I tend to think that every 2 or 3 days is a good frequency. Because you can weigh yourself in every day, and some people like that. Some people like that for the consistency and the habit as well, and to learn about their body weight in the best way that they can. But also, if your goal's weight loss only, really, you just really mostly care about weight loss, then you can't really lose much body fat in one day. You know, it takes 3,500 calories under the calorie maintenance level, or deficit created, synonymous. Takes 3,500 calories under the maintenance level or calorie deficit created, meaning the same thing, to lose even 1 pound of body fat. Can you create a 3,500 deficit in one day? Not unless you run a lot of kilometers, like an unrealistic amount of kilometers for most people. So not really, it's not going to happen, is it? So you can't lose a pound a day or anything. So I tend to not mind if people don't weigh in every day, because there's not going to be much change day to day. But every 2 days is nice. Three times a week, or if you get curious, give a little weigh in more. Come on now, and log your weight into the graph every single time, into some kind of app that makes some kind of graph every single time, whether it goes up or down. Don't hide from the truth. Create a proper graph like this, view your results. If the weight doesn't go down, assess your calorie intake. If the weight does go down, good. Continue on. Anyway, let's have a little looky, shall we? How long have we been on? Coming up to 30 minutes. All right, I plan to get through 6 of these, but perhaps I've just got too much good information for you. Not sure how long to carry on this show for. We'll do this one and we'll see how long it takes, and then we'll see how we feel. Hey, okay, Helgenator Helen. I hope I'm getting your name right. In the Macros Inc. public Facebook group says, "Hello everyone, I've been working out and eating healthy, and I've gained 5 pounds in the last 3 weeks since I started increasing my workouts and cardio activity. I do 2 high-intensity interval training classes / core, run for an hour, that's good fitness here, 2 times a week, bike for 30 to 45 mins twice a week, and walk for about 10 miles a week." Come on, Helgenator. Let's go. She says, "I'm going to keep it up as I know it's good for my health." Absolutely, definitely true. This is just doing all that stuff is just, it's reducing what's called all-cause mortality, which means all forms of kick in the bucket, by just literally multiples. You might be getting 200 or 300% reduction or decreasing chance of dying from anything by doing that much exercise. It's just really good. She says, I know I'm going to keep it up as it's good for my health. Should I keep pushing myself? Any motivation or suggestions would be appreciated. I'm really tired at night and having crazy dreams. Oh, all right, so there's a lot to unpack here. Let's take a look at some of the comments first. Kelly Wise says, take pictures and measurements, also try to add more weight. So she's saying, and I like this, she's saying use more measures of outcome and result than just pure body weight on the scale. Good, that is a good point. Pictures is a good way to see differences in yourself. Probably take a picture of yourself once a month or something. My clients do this. Some of them show me the progress pictures, some of them don't. I would advise that you take them if you're on a weight loss journey, even if you don't show anybody and if they're just for you, because if you lose loads of weight or you start to feel like you might look better, it's really hard to notice change in yourself because you see yourself every day and changes, like I said about fat loss, it's just so slow and it's just such a tiny amount every day, even if you're creating calorie deficit every day. It's such a tiny amount that you can't really always tell. And then when you compare pictures, either like you to last month or you to 3 months ago, you can actually see a difference. Then people love this and it makes them feel really good about the results. So it's a good idea to do that. So she's saying use different, I also like health and wellness, but she's saying use feelings of well-being, different forms of measuring outcome. Jen Plester, the great and powerful, someone who's amazing, moderator and also working at Macros Inc. like me. She says, it's normal to see the scale uptick if you recently introduced workouts. It's water weight, just remain consistent and it'll settle down. Teresa, she's always commenting in the Facebook group as well. Thank you always to you. Always being involved and always having positivity and trying to help people. Says, have you had a macro check? Excuse me, that's a good question. I agree with this because it would be nice to, if I knew this lady's body weight and what her calorie intake should be, this would be just good extra information for me, so I agree with that. Get your macros checked, or that means basically have us or somebody at Macros Inc. work out for you what is a good protein intake for you, what is a good overall calorie amount for you based on your goals and your height and weight, etc. What is a good amount of carbs and fats for you if you want to pay attention to that kind of thing, etc. You post in the Macros Inc. public Facebook group asking if somebody can help you with getting your macros checked. Then good they will. Rebecca Coleman says, as others have said, increasing workouts will lead to inflammation and holding on to water. That is a lot of cardio though. If it were me, I'd reduce cardio and add in strength sessions instead. I guess that depends on what Rebecca's goals are versus what Hellgenator's goals are. Maybe she doesn't like any muscle building kind of stuff that much. Maybe she just likes cardio. That's okay. That's okay too. I mean, personally for me, I agree. Like I said earlier, I do weights and cardio. Both have independent benefits. They have overlapping and overcrossing benefits as well, but they are also kind of two tools to achieve slightly different, if not overlapping jobs. And then Adanma Raymond, sorry about if I'm pronouncing anybody's name wrong. Increased weight can just be water retention or inflammation, but if you post your food logs, people can advise you as there may be any errors in your tracking. That is good as well. Good points from people here. So what do I think to this? I think the key part is the amount of weight gained out over the amount of time that it's been gained. If she just started doing workouts and then, okay, the weight was up for like 1 or 2 days after this, I would say okay. But I would highly doubt that you could get 5 pounds of water retention through inflammation through working out that lasts 3 weeks. It could be contributing, but like I said, if the weight goes up and then it comes back down, it's probably not body fat. The more it goes up and stays up, because you can't just keep collecting water like some kind of balloon. 5 pounds is quite a lot of water. That's 5. Let me Google this. 5 pounds in water mill. Let's see. 2.5 litres? Yeah, that makes sense, isn't it? Because it's milliliters to grams in water, isn't it? So if it's 2,000 grams, it's 2,000 mil. That's how it goes. And 5 pounds would be 2.2-ish. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so 2.5 liters. That's quite a lot, isn't it? That's quite a lot of water. I think, see what Helen said here. She said, I've been working out and eating healthy and gained 5 pounds. I think that might be some of it, the water retention. But I would guess that the eating healthy part is, again, it'd be easier to tell if I knew how much she weighed, but I would guess that the eating healthy part hasn't reduced her calorie intake enough. Maybe there's still a calorie surplus going on, and that's what's causing the weight to go up, along with other factors. Otherwise, over 3 weeks, you would expect some kind of loss, wouldn't you? So I think although she's eating healthy and exercising, perhaps a calorie deficit is not being created. And this is why sometimes healthy eating on its own is just not enough. Sometimes you need direct calorie control and calorie management. This is one of the things, it's one of the reasons why we do macro counting or calorie counting, similar thing. Because our clients and my clients, they come to me and us to get a job done. Like if you go into a store and you buy something, you expect to leave the store with that thing. Unless it's on delivery. All right, okay. But you know what I mean, don't you? If you go and you buy a TV, the TV comes, doesn't it? Otherwise what? You get a refund, don't you? You get a refund. Okay. So when you come to us and you want weight loss, like Helgenator wants, then you want weight loss, don't you? If you pay money, if our clients pay us money and they don't get what they want, well, frankly, this is not a real thing. Because this doesn't happen because we don't play games. This does not happen. We need to ensure 100% that you get the result. What causes fat loss? Calorie deficit created. What's the best way to create calorie deficit? Through food management. It's controlling the amount of calories that goes in the first place. Yes? It's kind of like calories in your body works like petrol in a car, and you've got a certain amount of calories stored in your body. Like this is what body fat is. It's 3.5 calories per 1 pound of it, and you're trying to get rid of all these calories in these pounds of body fat so that you can be slimmer, healthier, happier, some sort of semblance or aggregation or congregation of these things, okay? So you've got, like your car would have petrol in it. It's like me saying to you, come see me this time next week, have less petrol in your car than you've got now. You know how much petrol's in it? You just come back here with a less than that. This is similarly analogous to calorie deficit creation, because what are your options? You could go drive the car loads, couldn't you? That's doing cardio or walking around. Either run or drive or, around, burn the calories off. Or do you know what you could do? You could stop putting the petrol in the first place. And then imagine fixing the problem at the base level of it. You're cutting it off you're damming it off. You're cutting it off at the source, aren't you? Put the right amount of petrol in, less, if you've got weight loss goals. In the first place, calories. And then it gets sorted on a baseline level. So that's the best thing that we have to do. So we need to control our clients' calories directly. So what do? We control the calories directly. We don't play games. Why do people healthy eat for weight loss? Because healthy food on average has less calories than unhealthy food. Agreed. But can you still eat too many calories of healthy food? Yes, you can. Particularly if you're a female, because females on average have a smaller metabolism / calorie requirement. They almost mean the same thing in at least a weight loss context than males do. And that's not even really strictly a gender thing. It's more like a height and body weight and size and muscle mass thing in general. It's just because men on average, if you get males and females and put them into two different groups, on average the male group will be slightly taller, slightly more muscle mass, that kind of game, and that makes somebody's calorie maintenance level or calorie requirements higher. So we need to manage our clients' calorie intake to ensure that they get weight loss results. So we don't just say, oh, healthy eat. Because what if that doesn't reduce the calories enough? What if they've got a smaller or lower or slower metabolism / calorie need / calorie intake, same things, requirement in the first place? What if I've got some clients, ladies to start off with, then with thyroid issues and polycystic ovary syndrome. Polycystic ovary syndrome can reduce your Calorie requirements / metabolism, absolutely 100% definitely, proven by science, of course. And not very active and have poor mobility. So sit down job and sort of physical difficulties, not the best mobility, aches and pains in the knees, perhaps achy back, perhaps old injuries or aggravations, etc. Just not good ability to move, not high ability to move anyway in the first place. So I can't even just say do loads of exercise because they can't. Okay, what about these people? What if you also don't have much weight to lose, because you know the less weight you've got to lose, also that reduces your calorie requirements. So what if you're a lady with some weight to lose but not loads, who's not got the best thyroid or thyroid issues? Maybe you've got polycystic ovary syndrome or other hormonal differences or difficulties. Maybe you're not very active, maybe you have poor mobility, not the best fitness even in the first place. Maybe you've got a sedentary job. Now your calorie intake's just not even high in the first place, is it? And then we're needing to reduce it more. Sometimes you can overeat even with healthy foods. Okay, now I don't exactly know what's going on with Helen here. It would be good to have a little bit more information, like, you know, how much does she weigh and stuff like this. I agree. If she'd done the macro check thing, maybe she has done, you know. But if I knew currently what her body weight was and her height and stuff like this would help me get more context on it. But I'm thinking anyway, basically, if the weight's gone up by £5 and then it's stayed up and it ain't coming down, I'm thinking the healthy eating's good, and that's really good for your sort of nutrition, your vitamin and mineral intake. It's probably good for your protein intake and stuff like this, and good, keep that up. But you need some direct calorie control. This is the game. We need to start managing the calories accurately, because it's not whether you eat, it's not technically whether you eat healthy or unhealthy that determines whether you lose weight or don't. It's your total amount of calories coming in. And yes, you're burning some, and yes, you're eating healthy, so you should, hopefully you would see calorie reduction through this. But if it's not working, then let's take control. Make sense? This is why, like I was saying, we do direct calorie control or macro management with our clients, because we need to get them a result, because they are paying for a result and they want the result. They're coming to us to get the result, so we need to make sure we get the result. So we don't play around like, oh, you just do low carbs and we'll hope this reduces your calorie intake. I mean, some clients, listen, not everybody calorie counts, not everybody macro counts at Macros Inc. This is not true. I'm just, it's a tool that works for most people. Let's say that. And it's only because it gets, like I'm saying, it gets the correct variable and it just reduces it exactly as it should be reduced. Every single other diet, basically, every other form of food management, basically, or calorie reduction management, like, yeah, you can go low carb, and why does it work? Because carbs have got calories, so if you take them out, your calories reduce, and then you lose weight. Hopefully. You know, hopefully. What if you do low fat? Well, yeah, okay, so you take fats out of the diet. Well, fats have got more calories than anything. So, okay, it takes out calories out of the diet. Hopefully, that reduces enough calories to create a deficit large enough to lose weight. What about healthy eating in general? Clean eating. What about these things? Yep, okay, healthy foods. They have, on average, less calories than healthy foods. So, okay, you'd hope that it creates a calorie deficit, wouldn't you? What about intermittent fasting? Same. But these don't necessarily work as solo singular tools when used just on their own every single time, because it does not guarantee, you're not controlling the correct variable directly of how many calories are coming into the diet. You're controlling a proxy variable in the hope that it controls the calories, which is good if you can make that work. But if you want to try that, some of my clients do that and they can make it work. I do that and I can make it work. I don't do direct calorie counting. I used to. That's why I don't need it anymore. That's a different story though. Not all of my clients do calorie counting or anything like this. Some of them can get the weight off without it. If you're trying to get the weight off without it and it's not working, then let's not play games. Let's just go take the result. It's yours for the taking. You have the skill. You have the desire. You're posting questions about it. You have the knowledge. You have the support. It's us here. So let's go. Let's go. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for, hey? Let's go. Let's get it done. Control the calories directly. Get the My Macros Plus app or some similar calorie counting app, and then start logging your calories down. Try and do it as accurately as you can. Figure out what your calorie intake is. Do the macro check or work out what your calorie maintenance level is or what your calorie intake should be. Any semblance of this, and then go at it. You can guarantee through doing this that you lose. Every single person, every single time who does it properly loses weight through body fat loss. Promise you, it's science, baby. It's science now, and things can only be called science because they are testable and repeatable because they work every single time. Calorie reduction to creation of calorie deficit equals fat loss equals weight loss every single time, every single person. Let's go. We don't play games. We don't play games. We get you the result that you want. It is yours for the taking. So go forth. Do the correct calorie control. Get the result that you want. And okay, maybe the weight will go up a bit sometimes. Okay, maybe you have gained. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's say I'm wrong. You've gained 5 pounds of water retention through working out. All right, it stays on forever, somehow. Maybe this is the case. Maybe you've increased intramuscular triglyceride stores, and then that's giving you more water retention as well. Maybe you've started taking creatine. All right, you've gained 5 pounds of water. All right, let's say it's true. It's 5 pounds of water through stuff. Now let's slim down. Because it's not all about what the scale weighs. All right, the water's gone on. Okay, now what? Are we just going to gain another 5 pounds of water? Are we a water balloon? We're not a water balloon. We're not just going to keep gaining water, are we? What's the girl off Charlie and the Chocolate Factory called? Is it Violet Beauregard? Shall we look? You're going Violet, Violet. A little nonsense once in a while is cherished by the wisest men. Violet, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, look at her. She's blowing up. That ain't you. That ain't you. So okay, maybe the water's gone on. Maybe it has. Are we just keeping gaining water? We're not. So now the weight should come down, shouldn't it? Now let's lose fat. Now let's slim down. Take your progress pictures. Take your measurements. Do the correct calorie counting. Slim yourself down. Okay, maybe your weight was here. You started exercising. It's gone up by 5 pounds. Let's say that's correct. All right, now what? Now let's slim. Let's start bringing it down. Let's create a good graph like we saw with my client. Let's start bringing it down. It's under your control. It's under all of your controls. If you feel like it's not under your control, you should contact me or us. Shouldn't you? And then we can help you. We'd actually love to help you. We would actually love to help you. I love helping people. It's literally my goal in life. It's literally my goal in life. To help as many people be healthier and happier through the means and methods that I can, which is mostly nutrition and food-based, but also fitness, exercise-based sort of improvement. Sometimes mindset, sometimes positivity. Sometimes stress management and stuff like this I help my clients with as well. Oh yeah, that's like I was saying at the beginning of the podcast when I put down my specialities. When somebody at Macros Inc. asked me my specialities, I put down high level obesity and long-term weight management, hormonal differences like I've spoken to you about, client obstacle issues, client barriers, and psychology of food like stress eating, emotional eating, craving management, stress management, all this good stuff that affects so many people. I love that. I love the thoughts behind food, the history, the anthropology, the evolution of food, why we love to eat, why we eat what we eat, why do we crave, how can we control this. I love it all. That's another massive area of interest of mine, and an area that I have big success with helping clients with. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the podcast, episode 1 of welcome to the podcast. Radio 105. It's not even radio, is it really? It's like pirate radio. What should we call it? Pirate nutrition. Who are you? The Buccaneers. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I've been Connor Rhodes. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a listener, watcher, subscriber. Leave on comments, leave on questions. If you want me to answer your questions, either leave them on as a comment wherever you are listening or watching, and I'll see if I can get to them. Or you can post a comment in the Macros Inc. public Facebook group, because that's where I will be drawing the questions from also. And I'll be back soon to speak to you once again. Post your questions. Be healthy, be happy, eat healthy, be happy. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you and I'll see you again soon.